When you pile up branches from evergreen trees, that's called a bough bed. The boughs of some pines are much better than others, but I use what's available. And legal. Don't cut live trees if you're in a place where that's not allowed. If you're in the Huron National Forest, you've got to find a downed tree. A big oak tree blew over and knocked down a white pine, so I used those boughs. But the best is spruce. You can just twist the soft tips of the branches and they come off really easily. But there wasn't any spruce to be seen, so without spruce I had to get out my axe and separate the branch from the soft bundles of pine needles. Once in the Upper Peninsula, I was on a trail that was so overgrown it was hard to get through all the spruce branches. So when I made camp, I did a little trail maintenance by twisting off a pile of boughs. Smelled great. That's the best thing about a bough bed. No, wait, the best thing is that it insulates you from the cold, cold ground. Without insulation, your body heat will sink into the ground all night at a steady rate. A bough bed stops this from happening and lets you sleep in warm comfort. The second best thing is that a bough bed provides a cushion to sleep on instead of the cold, hard ground. The third thing is the smell, but the smell is so good. If you live in a place with lots of fallen leaves, you can use leaves which won't smell great but still smell good. If the leaves are oak leaves, there will be an oak branch somewhere nearby. If you cut the branch into a rake shape as shown, it can work really well to gather in the leaves. I once had to spend a cold night along a mountain river. I made a survival camp quickly as it got dark. Didn't have enough time to get lots of wood. My flashlight was wet, so it wasn't working. All my clothes were soaking wet, and I was grabbing grass and leaves to make a pile of insulation to sleep on. But there were hardly any leaves there, mostly rocks and mud where I chose to pitch camp. I nearly died. The fire was going out, and I had no light, no more wood, no dry clothes, no help from other humans. The whole sordid tale is told by me in the video entitled I Went Out Alone and Got Lost. The link will be below. It's worth a look. You see, even with a lot of leaves, it's not that easy to get enough material and clean it up and make it comfortable. But I should be fine. Because there's a log on this side of the pile of leaves, they can't flatten out like they can on the other side. So it works to my advantage. What a nice rake, huh? See that I've got the boughs laid down where it would be right underneath where I'm sleeping, and I could have twice as much, and it still, I mean, I don't want to cut anymore. I'm wearing myself out. I've got 2 or 3 hours till dark, and I want to get the tarp set up and a fire going and still have time before it gets dark to find out if I've got to change the whole setup for some reason I can't foresee right now. So I got to conserve energy. Next step is put out the tarp and lay down where I'm going to be sleeping to see how level and comfortable it is. This poly rope, 75 feet. That ought to do enough. 3/8 is more thickness than I need. But that's alright, that's all I had. Much of real light. And this is 11 by 15. So the 11 will go here, and then the 15 will be in an L shape that covers that bough bed. This is not the ideal, and I would never recommend that you come to a national forest and start chopping live trees. This was not live. It was bound to die because it was already downed over there. See that jumble? And so that's why I took the boughs. There's nothing else to keep me up off this slushy mess. Each log burning is going to throw out a lot of heat, catch it inside the tarp. So I'll get to work again. You just relax, I got this. I should have got thinner twine. This is like working with a garter snake. It's so thick and stiff. And I've had to use most of it just to get the tarp in the condition it is now. But it'll be comfortable. It doesn't look great. Yep, that's true. It's going to be sturdy and it's going to keep me warm and keep the wind and the snow off of me. So that'll do. Now I'm going to go get my new sleeping bag and get a fire going. And then it'll be time to cook some dinner and have a Budweiser. I got plans. I'm warm now, but my socks and my boots got a little wet, so now it's time to change them into warm, thicker socks. And also, I'm keeping my hat on because that holds in so much heat. And the wind is dying down like it does in the late afternoon for a little while. And so that's great. And I'm preparing because I know it'll get cold tonight. And I want to be as dry and as warm as I can going into the long winter night. Oh, yeah, it's spring. But I don't want to let the cold sneak up on me and get the jump on me. I got to stay ahead of it. Rather than say, I haven't been paying attention for a long time and all of a sudden it dawns on you, I'm really cold. No, I'm going to dry out before that happens. That's my plan. It's getting cold. Check out the fire, isn't it beautiful? The wind is noisy. The bed of boughs felt good, but it didn't really provide much cushion. What it did provide was essential, and that is insulation, so that the cold ground and the slush beneath my tarp could not absorb all my body heat. I was insulated by the pine needle bunches beneath me. If I'd have made it twice as thick, it would have provided more cushion, but it was a good night, right there by the fire, under the tarp, in the cold, but comfortable and warm, which is no small feat. So I was happy. You can see where I had the bough bed. It really made a difference.